Hi marine lovers, how are we doing today? See what we have here, a very interesting topic that a lot of people may need to understand. That's the resource factor, with focus on resource factor incompatibility, especially during pregnancy. Alright, so the resource factor is a protein that is found on the surface of the red blood cell. Red blood cell, that's our blood now. This is the image of the red blood cell. So the presence of this protein on the surface of the red blood cell means the person is resource positive. The second diagram here, that's a red blood cell, but there are no, you can see that this blue stars did not surround that red blood cell, so this is described as resource negative. All right, so resource positive happens when, we can say that resource positive is when this protein is found around outside of the white blood red blood cell surrounding it, and negative is when it is missing. Now the danger here is that a resource positive man may get married to a resource negative woman. If they conceive a resource negative fetus, there is no problem. If the fetus is resource negative, fine. But if this resource positive man gets married to a resource negative woman, and then on conception they are having a resource positive fetus, there is a problem. Now remember that the mother is resource negative. She doesn't have those antibodies around her red blood. She doesn't have those resource protein surrounding her red blood cell. And then this fetus has it. When she's pregnant, the first pregnancy now, when she's pregnant and through placenta circulation, the blood of this fetus escapes into maternal circulation. That's the resource positive fetus red blood cell escaping through the placenta to the resource negative woman. What happens? Problem, because body would see this as foreign, since the body is not aware of this protein. That seepage or that leak in the first pregnancy is not going to cause any harm, because the body will be like, what's going on here? This is foreign, this is strange, you have not seen this before. So what would they do? They will now develop, this woman who is resource negative will now develop anti-resource antibody. So it's just like recruiting soldiers to fight against that foreign thing they don't know that came into the mother's circulation. So that's how we can describe anti-resource antibody. So it's just a way the woman's body is going to mobilize soldiers because of that foreign body that has found its way into the blood. So that first pregnancy, she's safe, she will deliver the child and she will be okay. Both the mother and the child will be okay. But where the danger lies is in the second pregnancy or in subsequent pregnancy. What happens? She conceives again. Remember that the man is resource positive and she's resource negative, so she conceives again, and this time is still a resource positive fetus. Problem, really, this time is a resource positive fetus. Okay, so through this same fetal circulation, the red blood cell of this resource positive fetus escapes a second time into the maternal circulation. Remember that the woman's body has recruited soldiers. They have built antibody against that rhesus factor. This time around, the soldiers or the anti-rhesus antibody is not going to spare. It's not going to spare the fetus. So once there is a leak, there will be what? They will launch an attack immediately on the fetus red blood cell. So that is why you see most of them ends up having miscarriage upon miscarriage upon miscarriage after having their first child. All right, so those days go far back. This woman, if she gives birth to the first one, the child is fine, and then subsequent pregnancies will just be going away like that because of this attack on the fetus red blood cell by the antibodies the woman body has formed. They will launch an attack. Once they launch an attack on the fetal red blood cell, then the fetus she'll just miscarry, okay, because that fetus is not going to survive. All right. Subsequent pregnancies too, as long as she is carrying a rhesus positive fetus. But now medicine has advanced so much that there is this medication they give them to prevent this incompatibility. If she is rhesus negative and is having a rhesus positive fetus, there is this medication. I don't like talking or calling names of drugs. So there is this medication they are going to give her. At the first one would be 28 weeks pregnancy or 28 weeks gestation. That's when she is 28 weeks. They give the first dose, and then the second dose they will give her after the child is being born, but they give it within 72 hours of birth. So they will give her the second dose of this medication. So what is that medication trying to do? That medication is trying to shield. All right, it's trying to shield and prevent the breakdown of the red blood cell. So I hope we have learned something today. Yeah, I'll see us again very soon. All right, thank you all for following. Thank you for listening to us. I love you all. Bye.